This video is sponsored by Carinsulation.com. Very lightweight and effective thermal sound deadening insulation for the interior of your vehicle. So today I'm doing an installation of rear differential support bushings on a 2005 Subaru Forester XT. Here you can see, here's one of the new bushings. Here's one of the old bushings. Now, this is all rubber around here, so you got to cut it out or burn it out, whatever you got to do, but get this out of there. This piece, I ended up using a Dremel and grinding a slit into it so I can push this out with a punch. But you might use a hacksaw or a Dremel, or if you have a press, you can press it out. But it's hard to get in there. Make sure you wear gloves, and make sure you get these old things out of the way. Make sure that you don't round these off, because you're going to need these. These are the old bolts, the factory bolts, and I used a 6-point socket, 1/2-inch drive. It's a shallow socket, fits perfectly, doesn't get in the way of the sway bar. If you use a deep socket like this and a 3/8 drive, you're going to hit the sway bar. And make sure that you don't use a 12-point socket or 8-point, 10-point, whatever, because you're going to strip these. So you want to keep them. So you can see here, this bushing is pointed on one side. That's the side that goes in first. So in this diagram, they have the front of the vehicle, that goes in first. You want to make sure you use your grease on everything. Grease the bushing up, the inside, the outside, put it on the tube. Get the bushing in. Once you get the bushing in, you're going to slide your tube in from that side. You're going to put your washer on, and then you're going to put this in, and that's going to be it. So that's pretty much what it's going to look like. But make sure you allow yourself like 4 or 5 hours to do this, because it's going to take you a while. Make sure you put jack stands underneath your car. Even though I really don't have this jacked up that much, you can see the tires are still on the ground. And wheel chocks, parking brake, car in gear, so that your car doesn't roll on you. And you want to make sure, like I did, I have a jack stand underneath the rear differential. You want to support that, because if you don't, once you take these bushings out, the bolts, your differential is going to drop. But you can see I can move this with one hand, so it's not that heavy. It's not going to like rip anything out or break your exhaust off unless it's really rusted. But if you look up in here, you can see where the bushings were, and I used a Dremel. I caught the bracket a little bit, so it's not too bad. But anyway, make sure you get something to blow the threads out of the rear differential, because you're going to get a lot of shavings and stuff in there. So I have to do that next, and then I'm going to put the new bushings in after I clean everything up underneath here. But this sway bar is going to get in your way, so you may think about removing this. I left it in. It could be a good thing to take it out though, because it might make your job easier getting in here with the screwdriver and all your tools and stuff. Get those bushings out. So that's pretty much it. Comment, like,